Boys and girls, I'm so happy to be able to connect with you today, and I hope you're learning so much in science. Today we're going to learn about something so exciting because we're going to learn about animals and their habitats. You just learned that habitats are a place where animals live. Some of you probably have animals in your house, maybe fishes or dogs or cats, and their habitat is their house, or for that fish, it's that fish tank. But let's learn and discover about other animals and what their habitats are. I hope you're ready for your brains to grow, scientists. What is a habitat? A habitat is a place where a person lives. A habitat is a person's home. Today we're going to learn, where do animals live? What is the habitat of the many animals that we see? Here are some examples of some habitats of where animals live. A farm can be a habitat of an animal, a tree, the jungle, the Arctic, the ocean, the desert's another habitat of an animal, a burrow, a cave, a pond, and Antarctica. Now we're not going to learn about all these habitats, but we will learn about some. So let's learn about our first habitat. The first habitat we're going to learn about is the tree. The tree is a habitat to many animals. The tree is the habitat of a squirrel, frog, raccoon, koala, sloth, and lemur. All these animals use a tree as a habitat, a place to live. Another habitat we're going to learn about is the ocean. So let's see who lives in the ocean. In the ocean, we have different kinds of animals. We have seahorses that live in the ocean, starfish, those beautiful dolphins we like watching, they also live in the ocean. We have sea turtles, walruses, and crabs. These are all the animals whose habitat is the ocean. We're now going to learn about another habitat, and this habitat is called a burrow. And a burrow is a hole that animals make to make their habitat. So they make this hole as their home. Let's see what animals live inside burrows. We have rabbits that live in a burrow, mice live in burrows, moles. If you've seen the groundhog for Groundhog Day, he lives in a burrow, an aardvark, and a little fennon. These are all animals that live in burrows. Boys and girls, here is a dolphin. What habitat does a dolphin belong to? If you guessed ocean, you are correct. The dolphin belongs to the ocean. Boys and girls, what habitat does a rabbit belong to? If you guessed burrow, you are correct. The habitat of a rabbit is a burrow. Another habitat is a pond. A pond is a smaller body of water. Sometimes habitats can be a habitat for an animal or a plant. In the pond is a habitat for both animals and plants. Let's look at what animals and plants use the pond as their habitat. Fish, frog, ducks, and turtles are all animals who live in the pond and use the pond as their habitats. We also have some plants like water lilies, grass, lily pods, and cattails, who also use the pond as their habitat as plants. Boys and girls, one of the coldest habitats is in the Arctic. So the Arctic has a lot of ice and snow on it. Let's see what animals' habitats is in the Arctic. Here are the animals whose habitat is the Arctic. We have the polar bear, seal, walrus, the Arctic fox, reindeer, moose, a puffin, which is a small bird, a snowy owl, and the Arctic dog. These are all animals who live in the cold Arctic. Boys and girls, the last habitat we're going to learn about is the desert. The desert is a habitat to animals and plants. So let's see what animals and plants live in the desert. The animals that use the desert as their habitat or home is the mule deer, the elf owl, the javelina. Bobcats live in the desert. Tarantulas live in the desert. Jackrabbits and desert toads. There's also plants that live in the dry desert. The plants are the acatelo and the prickly pear cactus. These are the plants who use the desert as their habitat. Kindergartners, I hope you learned so much about the different animals and their habitats. What was your favorite habitat? My favorite habitat is the ocean. I love seeing all the dolphins and all the different animals and how they swim in the ocean. It's so peaceful for me. Right now, get ready to do an activity with your teacher to see if you can remember and use your scientist brain to remember which animal lives in which habitat. Have fun, scientists. I'll see you soon.